Hello and welcome to the local weather report. It is November 13th, and a chilly night out there again. It was pretty chilly last night too, and the day was we had sunshine with some hazy type clouds around, and still chilly though. There was less wind, so I don't know. Yesterday definitely felt colder than today. Yesterday felt a lot colder. So anyway, we got 37 at Islip right now, dew point 34. So let's go and look at what our day was like at Islip today. And you'll see the temperatures were only in the 40s again today, despite the sun being out, though we had some clouds around. It was a chilly day, and we were in the 20s in the morning. You could see the 20s over there at Islip. Let's see what Brookhaven is at. Oh, Brookhaven is not here anymore. West Hampton is missing, so they're reporting a low of 25. Okay, so we'll go look at our highs and lows, but temperatures generally across Long Island are in the mid 30s. Some of the more urban areas are in the 40s, but generally mid 30s and low 30s in Ocean County, it looks like. So let's go to the highs and lows. We'll start with the highs today. And across Long Island, you can see highs generally were in the mid 40s, mid to upper 40s. A little further west, it was a little warmer. Generally, though, upper 40s, so below normal. Again, a lot warmer in Jersey, though, because we had that southwest wind, so it was able to bring in, I wouldn't say a lot warmer, but it's the mid 50s for Jersey, so they were closer to normal today versus our area. Let's look at the lows, and you can see West Hampton got down to 25, 24 at Shirley. I think West Hampton had a malfunction, so they're having issues with their site. 27 at Islip for a low, so lows below freezing again. It was a pretty chilly night last night, very chilly in the morning, 36 in Central Park was the low. Let's look at New Jersey here. Got down to 23 at Miller Air Park, the Pine Barrens west of Toms River. So, and look at that, we even have 22 in western parts of Ocean County there. So that's pretty chilly. It was a pretty cold night. Interesting how it was colder in Jersey than here. So go to our statistics for the day. And we'll look at Islip. And you can see the high at Islip was only 47 degrees. That's 7 degrees below normal. The low of 27 was 11 degrees below normal, giving us an average of 37, which is 9 degrees below normal for the day. And Central Park was 49, so they were 6 degrees above normal, 6 degrees below normal for the day, and 6 degrees below normal for the high, 7 degrees below normal for the day. So everybody below normal. Note that we've only had 0.07 inches of rain, so it's been relatively kind of dry this November. So it's actually, we went from having all that rain, and then it's like somebody flipped a switch, and now we're not getting much rain at all. But that could change. I will have to mention as we go through these weather updates, we'll see how this storm evolves for Friday night. We could actually use the rain from that storm. So that's pretty much what it looks like across our sites today. We will throw Newark in here. Newark was 51, so still 6 degrees below normal over there. So looking at our satellite image, you could see we had some clouds from time to time. You could see this whole plume of clouds that was kind of coming in. And it looked like it was going to come in earlier during the day, but we actually had a decent amount of sunshine. And I kind of wish I had gone to the Pine Barrens, but I didn't. I just took a little walk around the Bethpage Bikeway down to Massapequa. So you can see some interesting clouds, though. It's in the evening here. And still got some fall colors out along the parkway here. Nice fall colors there. And yeah, we still have these interesting looking clouds in the sky here. This was toward the evening. You could see these are actually showers. We actually had a sprinkle. It's just a sprinkle. A lot of it wasn't reaching the ground. But you could see the virga. There were showers moving in, and if we do rewind the radar today, we'll go to the Ventus sky and use the radar rewind. You'll see here around, you can see this area of showers that was moving through around 5 o'clock or so. We just got a sprinkle out of it. It really didn't reach the ground at all. It looked like maybe it was a little stronger when it was over northern New Jersey, perhaps. MODIS satellite, we'll glance at that for the day. And you'll see here, we started off with the clear skies. in the morning, and then we had a few more of these clouds kind of come in. You can see this was more toward the afternoon. A few of them scattered around. So let's look at the models here, and we're going to go over the local weather, and then we'll talk a little bit about the weekend here because we do have some changes to come. So looking at your HRRR, which those showers looked very impressive, but they really weren't. A lot of it wasn't reaching the ground. Looking at the HRRR, see no precipitation. You will see that high pressure is going to be with us tomorrow. It's going to be with us through Thursday, though we won't have to worry about any more rain chances. But the challenge, of course, will be the cloud cover, of course. So looking at your dew points and wind flow, you'll see the winds eventually by morning become northwest and become gustier. We will have cold air advection tomorrow, bringing in stronger northerly winds. It might actually feel colder tomorrow than it was. Even though it might be a little warmer tomorrow, it might actually feel colder because we'll have more wind. And you can see the northerly flow. Here we are going into Wednesday. So with that northerly flow, and then it becomes southwest later on in the day. That's going to help our temperatures moderate. Temperatures tonight, we'll probably have lows in the mid-30s again. Dew points aren't quite as low as last night, so probably I'm thinking some areas could still get close to freezing. And then for tomorrow, will be a little bit warmer with highs in the low 50s, perhaps as warm as mid-50s in New Jersey. So maybe just slightly below normal. Tomorrow night's probably going to be another chilly night again. We're going to have lows probably, if the winds drop off, which it looks like they will, lows in the 20s in a lot of areas. So lows will get below freezing again. And I think everybody's pretty much had their freeze except for the city now. And then for your Wednesday, notice it seems like a little bit cooler on Wednesday. A few degrees cooler perhaps. There will be a little more cloud cover. So it will be in the upper 40s to around 50 perhaps on Long Island. New Jersey looks to be a little bit warmer. So the challenge here is with the clouds. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at a couple of soundings first of all. So this is 15Z tomorrow. All right, and this is the challenge here because there, unfortunately we have moisture at certain levels of the atmosphere. You can see there's moisture at the low levels of the atmosphere. All right, you can see that here over Long Island. So as we move this along, I wish we could just move this along. Can I just move this along from time to time? All right, so we can move this along here. I think this will work. That's 16Z. So you can see they're getting closer. And that means we're gonna probably have to deal with some stratocumulus tomorrow over Long Island probably. You can see a lot of those lines are pretty close together, which is going to definitely indicate some stratocumulus clouds here, unfortunately, which is going to be a problem for Long Island. Now, if we look at New Jersey and take a sounding over there, you can see they're a little bit further apart. Not much, but they're a little bit further apart. Not a whole lot, though. They're still pretty close together. I want to see those further apart. So that's the problem we have to watch out for, is the possibility of stratocumulus formation. However, it seems like over Jersey, it seems like they're in, it's just probably due to lake effect moisture or something. I mean, we shouldn't have this, but that's, the profile, what it looks like for Tuesday. So that's why we might have to deal with some clouds tomorrow. They say mostly sunny. Now, Wednesday, we have the other problem. We have moisture aloft. So if we look at the sounding for Wednesday, you'll see that these lines aloft are close together. Meanwhile, we got a nice spread down here. So we need that air column to be dry from high to low. That's the problem. That's why we have such trouble getting clear skies, because there's moisture in the air due to climate change. That's what makes it a challenge. So that is what it looks like on the HRRR at least. And so let's move this to the GFS now, and we'll look at our, we're not going to go too much in, because I'll have another weather report on Wednesday, I think. All right, we'll go out to Wednesday as far as temperatures go, and then we'll talk about that storm. But you'll see here that for Wednesday, you'll see that we click the GFS here and take a sounding, you'll see these are pretty close together. This indicates upper level moisture, and that's going to be the problem. So cirrus level moisture could be more of a problem for Wednesday. Now tomorrow, we have the issue with the stratocumulus. So you can see these are touching. So that's the issue, low level moisture. So I think there'll be quite a bit of that stratocumulus, especially over Long Island. You can see those are pretty close together right there. Let's see if it's showing. Let's see what it shows over New Jersey. See, they're further apart over New Jersey for whatever reason. So if you're looking for the sun, you might be better off going to New Jersey. If you're, or if you do live in New Jersey, you'll have more of a likelihood of having some sun. There'll probably still be a few clouds, but less than on Long Island. That's what happened on Saturday. So let's go to the clouds. So we'll look at the cloud model and we'll see here. And this is the issue here we have here. So here's your GFS, and you'll see it's showing. It doesn't look all that bad, but it could be a decent amount of stratocumulus around. Looks like maybe a little worse east. It seems like there's, like I said, southern Jersey, and then western Long Island, maybe less of it. And then as we get into Wednesday, we got to worry about this cirrus coming in. All right, and that's going to be the problem. And then our next shot for clear skies Thursday looks like the best shot for clear skies right now. And then as we get to Friday, those clouds will start coming in. So now let's talk about that storm. Oh yeah, you don't. Well, hang on, I'm not done yet. We got to go to the RGM. It's my preferred sky model to use, actually, even though it's been wrong lately. So you'll see this is tomorrow, and you see there's a big wad of clouds that's mainly coming over Suffolk County, Long Island in the morning, and then in the afternoon it seems like it clears it out. This is the RGM here. So RGM seems to think that it's going to be okay in the afternoon. Just the morning will have some clouds, and then it'll be okay in the afternoon. I don't know if I agree with that. And then as we get into Wednesday, here comes all that cirrus that's going to come in on us. Though the morning might be okay, but only more and more of that cirrus that'll come in later on. And then as we get into Thursday, that'll push on out. And I think Thursday will be your best bet for clear skies this week. So now let's go. We'll go to the eastern U.S. and we'll look at the GFS, and we'll take a look at these storms here that are, again, the storm that we're watching here. So as that high moves off, here comes the storm, and it might even have tropical characteristics to it. And you'll see here it goes east of us, but it still could bring some rain to Long Island. And again, we could use some rain. I have to say, we hardly had any rain this November. We're way below normal. We really do need some rain, and this storm could help us out. And you can see there's a lot of wind with this. Once the storm moves through, it's going to knock down all the color, or the rest of the leaves by next weekend will be gone. All right, so it's just going to look like winter, basically. Anyway, you'll see it brings some heavier rain up to, this is the GFS, this is the 18Z. Let's get the 12Z. Not much of a difference between the two. All right, so this is your storm right here. All right, that forms along this frontal boundary. All right. So now we're going to look at the European model. And we have the 18Z European, but that doesn't take us far enough out. So here's your other thing. And you can see this looks like it develops and it gets some tropical. Now the European brings more of that rain over us, all right? Part of your Saturday would be wet, but by later in the day Saturday it would most likely end. But again, we could use the rain. I know the timing kind of sucks. Luckily maybe we can squeeze it out and make an overnight event, but we could use the rain from this storm for sure. That's the European. The icon continues to be the most aggressive with this storm. Here's the icon, and you can see it takes it much further west and really soaks us with heavy rain early Saturday, though it could still be over by later in the day on Saturday. So it's not like your entire Saturday is going to be a washout, but the early part of it could definitely be. This is the icon model, all right, that's showing. So we have all our different models. Canadian, let's look at that. Canadian doesn't even show it. So yeah, that's interesting. I think something's going to form along that front. It just depends on where. So local effects on the area from this storm. GFS, we would have total accumulated precip. The heavier rain just falls out east, and we really don't see that much rain from it. That's the GFS's idea of this. European, gotta go to the 12Z European. European's a little bit wetter, so it gives some parts of Long Island maybe as much of an inch as an inch of rain. But icon by far would be the most rain for us. That would give us at least 2 inches of rain. All right, so the icon would be the soaker. All right, basically. That it would be. And this would be an intense storm, too. So if we look at the winds from this storm here, you you'll see that there's some strong winds. All right, the icon doesn't. I mean, that's a 9. Is that a 9? That's a 990 low. Let's go to the GFS. So the GFS is really wound up with this, and you can see it could be some kind of tropical coastal hybrid. You can see some pretty strong winds around this storm system here. You can see that. Wow, that's pretty strong right there. And that's definitely going to kick up the waters. So if we look at the significant wave height here, you'd see you definitely have some elevated waves for sure. And there's been a lot of beach erosion. It's actually been in the news. Of course, they're crying on the South Shore about having a project to fix it. You're not going to fix this. This is climate crisis. You're not going to fix it. You're just basically throwing money away down the toilet. You can't fight the ocean. The ocean's going to advance in, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let's look at the European as far as the effects of the waves, and you can see also there. So there's definitely going to be some potential for coastal effects with this storm that we're going to have offshore. So again, we have to watch. It's way too soon right now to really know what's going on. I think Wednesday I'm going to have a lot more on this storm on Wednesday's weather video for you. But we're going to have to just keep an eye on this possibility. I'm going to go to Earth Null School here for a moment. We'll wrap it up over here and just show you the water temperatures, SST anomalies. So we'll go to ocean temperatures and sea surface temperature anomaly. You can see there's plenty of warm water over here. You got a nice little tongue of warm water right here, very much above normal warm water here. So this is going to be fuel for our storm. So keep that in mind. And like I said, I really do think a storm will form along, and it just depends on where it goes right now. I mean, right now, we just don't know. But just, you're going to have to pay attention. Like I said, I think it's going to be that late Friday night into your Saturday morning that we're going to have to watch that time frame. That's our next time frame for some wet weather and some stormy weather. But as far as this week goes, it's going to be quiet, so enjoy it. And thanks for watching, and have a good night.